Hi folks, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. They just moved the camera over to Old Faithful. Yeah, sleeping on the job. They missed the eruption going off. They had the camera on a mud hole for about 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know who's manning the camera. But yeah, they're probably on their phone or doing housework or something else. I don't know. Yeah, sleeping on the job. We might get some more earthquakes later today, maybe early tomorrow morning. We're going to be hit by another corona mass ejection, so we'll see. Oh, I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News, and I appreciate you all joining me here today. Yeah, lots of snow. Oh, there's a little bird. I don't know if you can see it flying across there. Earlier today, there was one lone buffalo grazing. So here's the latest. What's going on? USGS is reporting 7 earthquakes. Looks like all of them there are within the Madison River area. Yeah, this is where it'll probably erupt the next time it has another eruption. Let me bring this out. Down over here is Yellowstone Lake. Supposedly a 0.2, a 0.8, a 0.1, a 0.9, 0.0, and a 0.1. The 0.2 is 3.1 miles below sea level. All earthquakes should be measured from sea level. So that would probably be in the upper magma chamber. Then we got a 1.6 miles in depth. And you can see 5.3, 6.4, 6.1, another 3.0, and then 3.1 miles in depth. I have 3 monitors I downloaded from. The one on the far left is the borehole for the Madison River area. The next one over in the middle is Denny Creek. And then this is West Thumb. Yeah, so you can see here for Denny Creek we got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of melt. Now the borehole, which only picks up what's going on under the ground, has a lot of very small microquakes. Let's see, the last one they reported would be this one right here. You can see there's larger ones. Now a borehole is very deep under the ground, so it only picks up what goes on under the ground. They're saying this is a magnitude 0.2, but I come up with a 0.36. I don't know why they didn't report the ones afterwards, like this one. Not being reported. That one, oh, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Comes in as a magnitude 1.44, not being reported. There's another small one right there. Let's see. That one comes in as a magnitude 1.00. The next one, again, not being reported. Oh, let me go back. That comes in as a magnitude 1.10. Could be a little bit bigger. The next one, and that's marked in red, means the computer picked it up. Let's see, the next one comes in as a magnitude 0.69. And then this one here comes in as a 1.32. Those are all since that little dinky thing at 14, 15, 40. All right, but there's lots of them marked in red where we got popping, which is very concerning. Let's go to that one. Is that the right line? I don't know. Okay, we'll try there. Try there. All right, let's go to the signature. See if I can figure out where they're at. Looks like right there for one. Okay, we'll extract that. Sharpen points, so that's fault movement. Yeah, the ground's getting really brittle. And I've been talking about the fault movement that's going on. There's another one right there. Yeah, the plates are moving because the earth is getting weaker and weaker magnetic field. Can you see all those marked in red? See, we got one there. Yeah, it looks like all plate movement. Let me go up. I only pulled 24 hours of data. Let me pull the spectrogram here. Again, this is the borehole. This is up there in the Madison River area. This one looks a little bit more, yeah, that's shallow. That signature right there. There's some popping. Okay. Yeah. That one's a little more significant where I can actually find it. And yeah. Trying to find these for you guys. Alright. Okay, 713. I haven't done that one. USGS says it's a magnitude 0.0. Okay, let me pull this down. I'll go to the spectrogram first. Right there. And that actually comes in as a magnitude 1.25. 0.0. This one was shallow. A little more than 3 miles below sea level, or 4.9 kilometers. And I can't get my Google Earth to load. I'm going to have to probably shut down and restart more than likely. But here you can see we got Mount Holmes, Winter Creek, Dome Mountain. What else do we got? Straight Creek. It doesn't look very straight. Obsidian Creek. Yeah, I wanted it to get my Google Earth because I got a lot of the faults drawn out. Alright, I'm just going to have to shut down and restart. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, that was an inconvenience. Yeah, I did the restart and it still wasn't working. Actually, nothing would load. So I had to shut down and unplug the computer. Yeah, I possibly had a hacker in there. Okay, so here's the fault line that it's close to, which I don't have a name for. Google Earth also has a update, a new version. Yeah, if I do that, I'll probably lose all my data again. So I don't want to do that. Probably a hacker. Yeah, so anyways, there's the 1.25, which they said was a 0.00. We do have Maple Creek over here, but I don't have that monitor. I do have Denny Creek, which is way over here towards Hedgen Lake. And the other monitor is right there. That's the borehole 950. There's actually two there, but one stopped working, so which was 205, and so they put in 950. Okay. Let me bring that out. And we'll show you where everything is at, if you can see it through all my writing. Yeah, over here is Yellowstone Lake. Alright, 1351. They're saying it's a minus 0.1. Alright, yeah, you can see we got some springs here. Yeah, and then the popping. It was a quick little pop. Okay, I don't think I reported that one. They're saying it's a minus. Okay, but I come up with a 0.89 if I did it before. Actually, I probably should put it right there. And yeah, that's good. A 0.99. Let's look at the seismic signature. See, more springs. Yeah. 1 to 10 hertz, so that's magma on the move. Yeah. I want to go back up to this other one. Oops, went up too far. I want to go to this one. Okay. Yeah. 1 to 10 hertz. Okay. Now this is the borehole again. The borehole that I just showed you there in the Madison River area. This here is Denny Creek. And this is 1351. Yeah, supposedly a minus. That's the spectrogram for Denny Creek. Oh, see, that's Sawtooth. And we got a little bit, yeah. Yep, plates are moving, aren't they? That's the sawtooth. I got an email from one person concerned about what's going on. There's some more popping right there. Like I said about the report for that recent volcanic eruption there, Philippines, Indonesia, where those people were killed. Any volcano can erupt with no notice at all. No notice at all. When they were doing the research for the eruption that happened in the Democratic Congo, they figured that eruption, which I believe killed about 33 people, happened without notice because the magma was already close to the surface, much like Yellowstone. Yellowstone's on the upper caldera is only about 2 to 3 miles below the surface, and there is pockets of melt only about 60 feet from where people are walking. But they think there might have been a hydrothermal eruption within the column of the magma chamber as it comes up. Let me show you something here. So this isn't really accurate for the depth of the magma chamber. This area here is what has been called the sill. And then we got the magma chamber. And you notice up here, we got hydrothermal alteration. This is where the hydrothermal. So what they think happened there in the Democratic Republic of the Congo is there was a hydrothermal eruption somewhere up close to the surface, which allowed the magma to rapidly rise and create the eruption. Now, that volcano had a lava lake on top of the surface. There was no sign of any changes in gases, which they depend on. There was no prior earthquake swarms, which they often depend on, letting them know that there's changes going on. There was none of that. So they suspect there was a hydrothermal eruption that created the crack, which allowed the magma to suddenly rush up to the surface. And all the geologists there at Yellowstone say that a hydrothermal eruption is probably one of the most dangerous threat there at Yellowstone because they can happen at any time. Hydrothermal eruptions is where they have pockets of water that become heated and suddenly blow out. An example, they did a drill, a scenario back in 2011 for West Thumb, where there was multiple earthquakes and a hydrothermal eruption, which then created a tsunami. And yeah, there was earthquake swarms and things like that. So there's a lot of things that they know could happen that they're not telling you. But you need to have the magma up close to the surface to have an eruption with no notice at all. Now remember Mary Bay, that was also created by hydrothermal eruption. When that one erupted, yeah, it did it throughout rocks miles and miles away. A tsunami that went all the way across the lake. I don't know how far out on land the tsunami went, but yeah, and they got other areas. Let's see. Let me come back out over here because there's other areas that are have been created from hydrothermal eruptions. Duck Lake was one of them. Anyways, Michael Pollan and all the other ones will tell you the most dangerous thing to happen is a hydrothermal eruption, but they don't tell you that it could create a crack to allow the magma to suddenly rush up. And yeah, it would be devastating. They're hoping that the next one is maybe the same size as Mount St. Helens, maybe a little bit bigger. But can you imagine all the people that would be at Yellowstone if it was during the summer and peak tourist season, if something like that happened? Another example. Okay, all of a sudden they're talking about immigrant fault zone. Let me bring this out. All of a sudden they've known about the dangers of immigrant fault, which is up here in Montana, for years and years and years. And they put out an article saying, oh, We just discovered this using LiDAR radar, and that's a bunch of bull. They do have a scenario that this area could have a 7.1 earthquake with landslides. Nothing to do with the magma or anything like that. This is just a large earthquake that can happen here. And they did the scenario for a large earthquake back in 2017. But they put an article out this month like, oh my goodness, look, breaking news. Yeah, you're first to know about it. But they've known about it since 2017. So I was looking into this the last couple of days, and there's several other areas which can have large earthquakes that they did scenarios for. Let me see if I can find it. That would be along the Trans-Challis fault zone. Let's see, and then I got me to putting out other earthquakes, fault zones. I believe Flathead. Yeah, okay, the Flathead fault runs all the way up to Canada. See that, how I got it drawn out? It's really wide. They did a scenario for that for a 7.1 in 2016. And there was another one that I found. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Bitter Root Fault. They did a scenario for a magnitude 7.2. And that was published in 2016. Do you guys want links to this? I'll give you links to it. It'll be down below. Now, these are all for the Montana area. I'm going to see if I have this one. I'll put it down below. Let's see. So I'll copy that one also. And I'll put it down below for more information. Yeah, breaking news. Hot off the press. Immigrant fault. We just discovered. There it is. Is capable of having large landslides and large earthquakes. Yeah. Well, they've known about it since 2017. Yeah. And they put little pictures up showing the scarps, the uplift, the landslides on their papers. Yeah, we got a fire truck going by. Probably an accident. I was listening to broadcastity, and yeah, in the morning there was 3 rollovers. We had areas of ice here, and yeah, people driving too fast. But anyways, so going back to Denny Creek, up over here, like I said, I pulled the files going back 24 hours. And I do expect more earthquakes maybe tonight and in tomorrow. Look at this that was going on. Okay, yeah. See that? Look at that. I'll just pull this across so you can see it. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, let's distract you with large earthquakes. Yellowstone will not need a large earthquake to have an eruption. No, they will not. Yeah. So we still got 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. See, can you see the little pockets of melt close to the surface? Can you see that? All right, now I want to go down here what it was showing when I pulled the files. Okay. Yeah. Sawtooth. Yeah. Or comb. Some call it comb. I want to share an article with you about long period harmonic tremors, such as what we're seeing at Yellowstone. Okay, there's supposed to be a little earthquake in here somewhere. Oh, right there. Okay. These were from the seismographs on Galeras, a volcano in southern Colombia. They were recorded in 1993. Chewett noted in the previous seismic record, these had increased in frequency until the point of an eruption. They were, in fact, the signals of pressurizing volcano, and he would use them to successfully predict 2 future eruptions, those of the Redoubt volcano In the Aleutians, that's up there by Alaska, or actually in Alaska, and the one in Mexico, where timely evacuation saved many lives. In 1993, not everyone was aware of Chewitt's discovery or preferred to rely on more traditional methods of predicting when a volcano might erupt. One such person was Stanley Williams, who was leading a team of volcanologists and tourists into the crater of Galeras volcano after it had already erupted once not long before. Now, to my mind, that's pretty foolish to do. For Williams, it was the only way he managed to talk 11 of the people into going with him. What followed is known as the Galeras disaster at about 9:30 a.m. on January 14th, 1993. Stanley Williams led his team into the crater of Galeras, where its lava dome smoldered and fumaroles gushed volcanic gases. It was the gases that William was there for because he believed, rather obsessively, that measuring the gas output of a volcano was the only real way to predict when it might erupt. William had, in fact, been told of Chewitt's discovery, but chose to ignore it, even when he was notified, while his team was still in the crater, that the same long-period events were showing on the seismograph. Personally, I think Stanley Williams was very much driven by professionals' hubris and ignorance. But that's just my opinion, he says. The previous eruption of Galeras had occurred only 4 days after the appearance of the long-period event on the seismographs. They were again appearing during the volcanology conference William was at there in Pasto, but he ignored them because, to his mind, the gas output of the volcano was at safe levels, even though there was a low lava dome in the crater, an ominous sign for the volcanologists. But not only did Williams ignore the seismic warning, he kept them from his team as well. In an interview, Andy Adams, one of the 3 survivors, stated, "I had no prior knowledge of any seismic precursors before entering the volcano." Down into the crater, Williams led the team. At 9:47 a.m., an ominous sound was heard, that of rockfall in the crater. 2 more followed in the space of a minute. Dr. Andrew McFarlane turned to William and asked him about the rockfalls, and immediately after that, the volcano blew, killing 9 of the team and severely injuring McFarlane and Williams. It would be 2 years before Williams could ever walk again. It was a flat-out miracle that anyone survived in the crater of an erupting volcano. At Yellowstone, the volcanologists there in Menlo Park, they have to see this signature. They have to know what's going on. But they say nothing. This article also talks about the rock breaking, saying how there were thousands of them. And in my opinion, this is what's showing up at the borehole there. Wrong thing. The borehole there at the Madison River area. Yeah, if I make this bigger, I don't know. I think it'll probably, yeah, it just shows the harmonic tremors. But you can see it. Let me make this one bigger. Yeah, we got the same event going on. Are they strictly relying on gas measurements? I don't have access to the gas measurements. If there was gas released prior to an eruption, I would be able to tell you within 2 weeks. But as I've shown you with other volcanoes, many times there is an eruption with no warning whatsoever. And this very well could be what's going on now there at Yellowstone. Let me make that bigger. Yeah, I don't know. Can you see that? See all the ones marked in red? Many aren't marked in red, but there is a lot that is marked in red. And there's probably daily, where's this one at? Daily thousands of them also. Yeah, long period volcanic tremors with the rock popping. But they want to fill your head up with scenarios of large earthquakes. And like I said, they know, and they talk about this, how you don't have to worry about an eruption. You have to worry more about a hydrothermal eruption. With the magma so close to the crust of the earth, and then we got these tremors going on, and they continue to be silent. Yeah, so what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. As always, be prepared. Please stay safe, and I will talk to you later.